Thanks for listening to Middle Aged and Mediocre. I'm Cash.
I'm Joel.
And we are a podcast about all things strange and unusual, death and UFOs, and other creepy,
Cults,
weird, random
ghosts.
There you go.
Yeah. Not just naming things in the room.
Oh my god.
There's a cult of ghosts.
Welcome back to Middle Aged and Mediocre.
I was going over notes and you scared me.
I'm Cash. Here
I'm
as
scared.
Always, with my scared little friend. We got Joel here, as always.
You really think I'm little?
Always and always.
Thank you.
Always here.
Always here.
And we are going to review the 2013 slasher movie, You're Next.
I thought it was going to be a Goldberg documentary.
Oh, the wrestler.
Because they were like, who's next? And then when he found his opponent, he'd be like,
You're next. Yeah.
But there's no Goldberg.
And then people cheered.
Yep.
And then he's still doing
cheering.
it. He's still doing it to this day. And he's 7.
Yep.
Or however old he is. So You're Next. Like I said, came out in 2013. It actually came out in 2011. It wasn't released until 2013. I remember watching this in theaters.
I remember not knowing a thing about this movie.
I don't remember seeing trailers for it back then or hearing anything about it. Me and some friends, I think, just decided to go watch it.
Yeah.
I remember liking it when I saw it the first time, but then it was gone. Like that after that week, it was already gone.
You thought it was a fever dream.
I did, kind of. But this is the group that kind of there's a group of directors and writers that they all kind of like do projects together. Now they've kind of went out on their own, but it's Joe Swanberg, AJ Bowen,
Ty West,
and what's the girl's name? Amy Seimetz. Ty West now is doing awesome things. He did X.
Have you heard about Pearl?
Have you heard about Pearl?
Have you heard about it? It's pretty good.
In case you guys are wondering,
pretty good.
We reviewed both X and Pearl.
It's like the opposite of Halloween Ends.
Very opposite.
The complete opposite.
So yeah, you hadn't heard of this.
Nope.
This was actually recommended by a friend of the show. If you know her,
I have no friends.
If you know her as Christy, you may know her as Steph Leppard.
We're going to her party soon.
You may know her as Mickey Six.
Me and you.
We are.
Yep.
You may know her as Boxy.
Box?
She used to be Batista in the Box, is what she used to like back in the day, back in the old tri-state wrestling days. She got a lot of names.
Batista in the Box.
Batista in the Box. She's a big Batista fan.
Okay.
Big Batista fan. So some people call her Box or Boxy. I think maybe only one person. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, so whatever you know her as, she recommended this when I asked on Facebook. And as soon as I saw her recommendation, I was like, ooh, yeah, You're Next. I love that movie. So yeah, I told you about it.
Yep. You sure did.
And again, so this is kind of like...
It was on the cock.
Joe Swanberg, AJ Bowen, Ty West, Amy Seimetz. They all kind of like do stuff together. The Innkeepers, The Sacrament, The House of the Devil, A Terrible Way to Die, bunch of movies. They're all really good. These guys are pretty awesome when it comes to horror. But I think now like they're all kind of doing their own thing these days. They don't really work together a lot. AJ Bowen, he was involved with the movie called The Signal. That's really good.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
So, yeah, they do a lot of really good stuff.
That's a fucked up movie.
Yeah. But this was...
That's a movie that'll discombobulate you.
This was one that they're all in.
Yeah.
And the gimmick here, the story here is that...
spoilers ahead, folks.
Spoilers ahead. So, their characters are all related to each other, except for Ty West. He's Amy Seimetz's boyfriend.
Yeah.
That she brings to their parents' anniversary dinner.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere, they all kind of seem like they're kind of estranged. They don't really get along that well, but they're all coming back together for their parents' anniversary dinner. Ty West plays a character named Tariq, who's like a director, and
he barely plays.
You can tell that he's not the actor of the group.
Yeah.
So he has a very small role in this.
Well, the movie opens up with sex.
So, yeah.
The very first scene, if you're wanting to see some titties.
Yeah, Your Next begins the way all great slashers begin, with a white guy having terrible white guy sex with a girl who is way too young and hot for him.
Yep.
But she's showing her boobs.
That's exactly what I thought. It's like, how is this? I mean, I know it's from the movie, but how did this guy get this girl?
Yeah.
He's an asshole. That's how.
And then they die.
Yeah.
They get murdered pretty badly. This movie, the kills, the violence, the gore is awesome.
Yeah.
It is. There's a lot of it.
The violence and gore is a 10 out of 10 on this movie.
So, Joe Swanberg, his character, he plays Drake. I love him. He's an asshole. He's just a dick.
That's the oldest brother, right?
He's a dick to everybody all the time.
Yeah.
Even when he's like very injured, he gets hit with like a bolt from a crossbow in his back, and he's still just being a dick and like talking down to people. So I love it. There's an actress named Sharni Vinson. She plays Erin. She's AJ Bowen's character. What's his name? Crispin.
Yeah, Crispin.
She's his wife, girlfriend, whatever it is, girlfriend. She's badass in this. I forgot how good she was in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're all at this dinner, and they're all kind of just like arguing with each other and all this shit.
Well, they do the thing too, where like the mom hears something in the house, and she's the smartest one in the movie because she wants to leave immediately. I love that. She's like, let's just go. And he's like, no, I'm going to go upstairs and look.
The mom is played by an icon of horror movies.
Oh, really?
Barbara Crampton. She was in From Beyond, the Reanimator. And From Beyond, it's one of my favorite characters she's ever done. She's extremely hot in it.
She's really good in this.
Yeah, she's really good in this.
She's a pretty lady.
But she was in a lot of soap operas back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
She's still like making appearances in all kinds of good horror movies.
Good.
So she's awesome as shit. The dad is played by Rob Moran. He does a pretty good job.
I've seen him in so much stuff, but I can't pinpoint like one thing. But yeah, the parents were cast good. I mean, it was good acting there.
So they end up, they're all at this dinner. They're all kind of arguing with each other. Ty West's character kind of hears something, and he gets up to go check it out through the window. And then all of a sudden, he gets a crossbow bolt right through the eye, right into the head, and he's dead.
Well, he has to stand there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then try to, like, turn, and he makes a whole scene.
He makes a whole scene. He's really dramatic about dying.
Yeah.
But he's real dead. And then the family freaks out.
At least finish dinner.
Yeah. Everyone, these crossbow bolts are fucking flying in.
Yeah. The brother gets shot in the back.
Yeah, Joe Swanberg's character gets hit in the back in the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
So they are under attack, and they can't see who's doing it. It turns out to be these killers wearing various animal masks.
Mm-hmm. There
is a lamb mask, a tiger mask, and a fox mask. And we can't see, they can't really see who's doing it or whatever. They end up deciding that one of the girls, I forget which one she is, she's going to make a run for it.
The daughter. There's three
she's
sons
one of the daughters.
And a daughter. Well, she's the daughter, yeah.
Oh, she's Amy Seimetz.
Yeah.
It's Amy Seimetz's character.
Because there's 3 sons and a daughter.
Her
boyfriend got killed.
Amy.
Her boyfriend is the one, Ty West, got killed. And she's like, I'll just make a run for it. And she gets all.
And they do this awesome job of like making it like she's preparing and like they're gonna like pull the doors open.
She's gonna run towards the door, and then they're just gonna fling it open so she can just run out. And they're not gonna be expecting somebody running, so there's no way they're gonna be able to shoot her.
So as she runs, turns out there's a wire across the doorway, and it slits her throat wide the fuck open.
Yeah.
And she's dead.
She gets close.
She bleeds out quick.
And the mom doesn't take it well.
No, the mom basically has if she was alive back in like the 1800s, she would be diagnosed with female hysteria and
big time
bed rest.
They take her straight upstairs.
Yeah,
sleep it off, mom.
So the killers get in the house. The mom dies. She gets is it an axe to the head?
The killer was under the bed, wasn't?
Yeah, the killer comes out from under the bed. I can't remember if it was an axe or a knife.
I'm pretty sure it was an axe.
But then they write in her blood, "You're next" on the wall.
Really fast too, because they heard the mom scream and they all ran upstairs.
Yeah, it was really fast.
Yeah.
You see "You're next" a few times. That's why they call it that.
Yeah.
That's why the movie's named that.
I just now got that. Thank you. You mansplained the fuck out of it to me.
But yeah, the family starts getting picked off one by one. And
the daughter-in-law of the oldest, like, she went up and saw the guy under the bed with the mask, so she breaks the fuck out and runs out of the house.
Yeah, everybody gets killed in pretty brutal ways. The daughter-in-law runs over to the neighbor's house.
God, that was pretty fucking rough, man. Punched her right in the face.
Punched her right in the face.
Through the glass.
Because I think the lamb mask killer guy comes up from behind her. He like, as soon as she sees his reflection in the window, she turns, and it's like a punch to the face. She goes through the window. She finds like the dead guy from the beginning, and then she gets. How does she die? It's an axe.
Yeah. Because I thought he was going to leave it in there, because then he just sits down with the axe sticking out of her.
Yeah.
And he's all like, not wearing gloves.
Just
like,
chilling.
yeah, just leave that there. They'll never find that.
So as the movie goes on and everybody's just getting brutally murdered, we find out that one of the brothers, played by Nicholas Tucci, character's name is Felix.
And I wrote that before it happened.
Really?
Yeah. I was, first I wrote is violent porn for strangers.
Yes.
I liked how the older brother kept calling Crispin fat.
Yes.
And Crispin just takes off. Like, he's so determined to get out of the house to go get help.
Yeah.
Like, he leaves and we just don't see him again for like fucking 40 minutes. Yeah. But yeah, I wrote, I said, damsel in distress, I think not. They unzipped her, because first, before they go upstairs, she kills one of the guys. Mm-hmm. Like, brutally. Like, it was so good hearing, like, the bad guy cry and, like, just get hurt.
She uses that,
the meat tenderizer.
Like the meat tenderizer.
Yeah. One to the knee, one to the shoulder. And then
just bashes his head in.
Yeah. And then, like, when the two went upstairs, I was like, are the little brother and his girl in on it? And I put, yep, I'm smart man.
So, yeah, it turns out the little brother, Felix, and his girlfriend, Z, this is a setup. They have hired these guys to murder the whole family so they can get the inheritance, and then they're going to pay off the killers. And the killers, I believe, that kind of allude to them being like former like military guys or something. Yeah. So they're basically what do you call it? Mercenaries for hire. But the only character in the movie that's really kind of a badass is Aaron.
Yeah.
AJ Bowen's character's girlfriend.
I mean, the killers are, but they're badass against like normal civilians.
Yeah.
Like, they obviously are they're not prepared at all for someone like Aaron, who apparently is from a survivalist camp. We find out
something, yeah.
And Crispin didn't know that. Like, she's like, because they're like, how do you do all this?
Right. So
the girlfriend Z, yeah, that was a cool scene where like they're making the traps, for the bad guys.
Aaron starts kind of home alone in the house.
Yeah, and like Z, it seems like she wants to attack her. She's looking for a spot, but she's always like. She like raises the thing up, and like Aaron looks up real fast, and she lowers it. She's like, "What? Huh?"
And Felix kills Joe Swanberg's character Drake. He kills his own brother
in the basement.
To give us like the full reveal.
Yeah,
that they're.
And at this point, Aaron doesn't know. We know, but Aaron still thinks that it's.
I think she kind of suspects something though. Like I think she kind of is starting to feel like there's something up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's kind of rigging the house up. She takes like strips of wood and puts nails through them.
Nails up, so if anyone comes up through the window, they're gonna step on it.
So it kind of becomes the killers at this point are just trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Because AJ Bowen's character is kind of like I said, he's kind of disappeared. Gone, he's out there somewhere. So they're just trying to kill her.
They killed the dad upstairs in front of the son, and that's when they did the big reveal.
Yeah.
Because, like, the son and the girlfriend go up to help the dad, and the dad's like, they're up here somewhere, son, and then just right behind him, kills him. He's like, you had to do that in front of me?
And then the girlfriend of Felix wants to fuck him next to the dead mom on her bed.
I think I heard something about that, too. Like, poor girl just wants a guy to fuck her beside his dead mom.
He's just having none of that.
Yeah.
But
I thought he was going to.
She's clearly got some issues. So, yeah, Aaron ends up killing she ends up killing everybody else. She ends up killing, does she kill Felix and Z? Those two characters?
Yeah, she kills Felix with the blender.
Yeah, blender to the top of the head.
Yeah, and then Z with, like, a knife stabbed her in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she takes out the other killer.
Yep.
Then we find out that A.J. Bowen is also in on this.
Yeah, because apparently
He calls
Felix had that
phone.
thing in his trunk that cut off all cell service.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the fuck it was, but Felix flipped it back on. So he gets the call and he's like, "Did you do it?" And just gives away the whole
And it's
plot.
Aaron on the phone.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's talking to
He's
Felix.
like, "I'm sorry, I had to leave. I told you I'm not good with violence." And
So then, it turns out that it's actually Felix, Crispin, and Z
yeah,
put this plan together and hired these guys, and they're going to take the inheritance and split it. So Crispin shows back up and is trying to explain to Aaron, hey, you weren't supposed to be hurt.
yeah.
I made sure to tell
Why
them.
he keeps walking closer to her, and I was like, "Dude, she has a knife. Like, just stay back."
He's like, or she has a ice pick. At that point.
Yeah.
And he's telling her
That's why
you were supposed to be like the witness.
Yeah, because she doesn't have any ties to any of
Yeah.
it, and Z wasn't enough because she's kind of flighty or whatever.
Um,
Which is why I guess that was one of my major gripes is like the killers wouldn't take their masks off. Like these fucking Halloween masks from like the 70s with the two little tiny slots where they can see. It's like you're hunting people and you're cutting off 80% of your visibility.
And once you get down to just trying to find her,
yeah.
take the mat.
Enough with the theatrics, Elton John.
Yeah.
Like she's scared.
Yeah. And the whole plan was to try to kind of kill him secretly. So why did you need the mask in the first place?
Yeah.
Because first you were out in the woods shooting them.
Yeah.
And now you're hiding behind them. So you never really needed the mask in the first place.
Yeah. They didn't need the mask for the first two people. I guess they killed. Not the one about that. I was like, well, why'd they kill the neighbors in the beginning? But they're trying to set up that there's killers on the loose.
There's killers on the loose.
Yeah.
So Crispin is he's like, actually, this works out really well because now I get all the money.
And I can take care of
and
all
I'll pay off your student loans.
Your student loans.
You'll be set for life.
Like I didn't want you to get hurt in this. Like that was the whole plan.
So he gets too close to her.
Yep.
Ice pick through the neck.
And he goes, "Why?" She goes, "Why the fuck not?"
Clearly, you're a bad person.
Yeah. But Crispin doesn't see himself that way.
No.
Crispin's total victim,
Yes. But he gets his.
Yep.
And then as you think that, okay, Aaron's done it. She's whatever. Oh, earlier in the movie, by the way, she sets up a trap on the front door where she ties a brick to an axe. And then kind of ties it up against the door to where when the door opens, the axe will swing down,
kill whoever,
and take out one of the killers.
whichever bad guy comes through it.
So she kills Crispin, and then she gets shot.
Because her text finally went through to 911.
Yeah.
She saw.
So she gets shot in the shoulder.
Yep.
By a cop. The cop calls for backup. Then he goes to enter the house. She tries to stop him. Axe swings down.
In the movie.
And end of movie. So as Tracy Smothers would say, everybody dies. Aaron might have lived.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure.
I think she lived. I think they said the body count for this was 15. It was a lot of fucking deaths.
Aaron, Sharni Vinson's character, Aaron, should definitely get more respect as a final girl.
Yeah.
She's fucking awesome.
She's so good.
Yeah.
As soon as the shit starts going on, everyone else is freaking out. And, everyone's all, amazed and surprised at how she handles it.
Right.
Because she's the one that's grab a chair and run by the window so, they can't, but the chair, bolts can go right through the chair. But
I guess just hold it kind of away from
you. Yeah, I guess that, and then they can't get a, good shot in your head or whatever. But and then, once the brother and sister come back downstairs after the reveal, I thought that was a little cheesy because then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he's still upstairs, but there's no killers. They probably got out through a window. They just start making it so obvious that they're in on it. I thought,
right,
but of course by that point I knew. You knew for sure. But I kept writing too, is Crispin involved? And then I was like, I don't think Crispin is involved because then they talked about the younger brother paying him.
Right.
But then it turns out Crispin is involved.
Yeah, body count for this is 15.
15, man. Some good kills.
Felix, Z, Crispin, Drake, Kelly, Amy, Tariq,
everybody
Paul,
but Aaron.
Aubrey, Lamb Mask, Tiger Mask, Fox Mask, Talia, Eric Carson, and Officer Tribbiano. So everybody dies but Aaron. We're left to kind of wonder if Aaron lives or not. She probably does. She took a bullet to the shoulder, but now how is she going to explain all this shit?
I know. That's why I thought, too. I wrote, too. I thought she was going to have to keep Crispin alive but I'm sure there's, if this was a real thing and we're fucking whatever. They'd have phone messages back and forth. And probably text setting it up. And once you look into the killer, the three guys with the masks on.
Like they're clearly former.
Yeah.
So, if this happens and you're in the situation, speaking of it, like, how are you handling it? How are you reacting?
Getting high as shit, and I'm just, like, going somewhere to hide and get high.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a little bitch.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in this type of situation, which, would be a crazy...
Because I wouldn't trust anybody.
Would be a crazy thing to be involved in.
Yeah.
But, like, you've got to go ahead and start, like, you can't be, like, so you're assuming, you look at the killers as, like, hunters. Like, you can't be the prey. Like, you've got to become a hunter yourself. Like, kill the lights.
Yeah.
Take away any advantage the killers have. She kind of does that. She's, like, very smart. I like that she was, like, setting up traps and, like, kind of being proactive about everything instead of just, like, waiting to die. Yeah, I love this movie. It's brutal. Like you said, you're kind of surprised this was even in theaters.
Yeah, it was really. The youngest son wears a mask called Counterfeit. Because all the killers wear a mask. Because I was, like, thinking about that. That's a Limp Bizkit song. Freaking me out, you wore a mask called Counterfeit. You freaking me out, you wore a mask.
Wait,
so it's like all the killers wear masks, but the youngest son's a killer, but he wears a mask too. Metaphorically speaking. He wears a mask called Counterfeit.
Okay. Look at you.
And like I was telling you too, it's like the lyrics
philosophy.
And White Stripes.
Okay.
It's like that Conquest song.
Okay.
It says, the hunted became the huntress. The hunter became the prey. Conquest!
All right.
So it's like that.
Okay. We know where they got the idea for the movie then.
Yeah, they should have had that. They should have had that song in there.
What's the song that keeps playing?
He was looking for a conquest.
No, what's the song that was like on the record? Like when the neighbors.
Oh yeah, the CD that keeps. I don't know.
CD?
Yeah, it's a CD that's on repeat.
That song keeps like
It's not Limp Bizkit.
It's not.
So
no.
fuck that.
Or White Stripes.
Yeah.
I don't think.
That's a good song though. Mask called Counterfeit.
I'll have to check it out.
You're freaking me out. You wore.
I know that
Counterfeit.
song. Oh yeah. I was thinking of the White Stripes.
Oh,
song.
you gotta check that one out too. That's a good song. Icky Thump. It's the fourth track on Icky Thump.
Okay, I like that album. I've heard it because I've listened to that album.
Let's review that album.
So,
can we do an IMDb review? Do you have any to pull up?
Yeah, I got.
I haven't reviewed a review in a while.
Oh, you want to see some of the review? Wait, you want to? Okay.
Let's do. Is there like a negative review about it?
So you want to see a negative one here?
Yeah. Let's see a hater in the house.
So far, I'm just seeing 8s and 9s.
Okay, we should have this for Halloween Ends, like on a positive review. If there are any positive reviews.
I'm just seeing 8, 9s, and 10s.
Okay, this is the one movie
wait.
right.
Here's a 3 out of 10.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, so that's not very. Okay, well, Home Invasion Horror, You're Next, opens with a couple being murdered shortly after having sex, and it proceeds to wheel out every other hoary old genre cliche that writer Simon Barrett and director Adam Wingard can think of. While Barrett and Wingard seemingly believe that, and deliberately including every slasher trope possible.
Every slasher trope? I don't think so.
Every slasher trope possible. They are being both clever and funny. The reality is that their film is simply boring and hugely predictable.
It was not boring. It was not predictable.
Sharni Vinson plays Erin, a pretty degree student who accompanies her boyfriend to a family gathering at his parents' isolated home. During the evening meal, the family comes under attack from masked assailants wielding crossbows, and Erin is forced to use her survivalist skills to stay alive. Within 10 minutes, I had guessed that the attackers were in cahoots with a member or members of the family. Within 20, I had narrowed it down to 2 suspects and had correctly identified
the only ones left alive.
With a narrative that never surprises, characters that are difficult to care for, unexceptional gore. It's pretty fucking gory. And attempts at dark humor that fell flat. There is very little for me here to recommend. All right.
They hate fun.
I don't know about unexceptionally gory.
Yeah, it was exceptionally gory.
That's one of the only negative ones.
It was a good movie.
Everything's 8s, 9s, and 10s.
I mean, I like I said, I kind of, I thought it was going to be the sun, but I think they kind of made it pretty obvious by the point when I thought it was going to be them. But I figured it out like a minute before.
Yeah.
I think the Christmas thing did keep me guessing.
Yeah, I don't remember in theaters. I don't think I really saw
Yeah.
like that was coming. Like I just didn't really know what was going on, but I just assumed
You were
it was,
just happy to
because
be
again
there.
it was kind of strangers-ish,
Yeah.
where like it just seemed like a random.
Yeah, and in Strangers, it was just them doing it, the three bad guys. And that's how they made it set up, too, by killing the neighbors. They make it seem like they're
It's just kind of a
they're
random.
in the area and they're just killing people.
Yeah. So if you had to rate this one out of 10, what are you giving it?
I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, which for me is a good score.
That's exactly what it is on IMDb.
Okay.
It's 6.5 out of 10. That's after 100,000 reviews.
That's pretty solid.
I'm probably gonna go a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
So
I could do a 7, too. I mean, I could see that. I don't have very many complaints about
like
it.
we said, kind of, the masks were kind of just there to like, I think more for the trailers.
Yeah.
Because like I assume there were trailers.
Just get a ski mask. You
yeah,
have
the
so
masks-
much more visibility.
The masks really don't make any sense in the big picture, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
I liked I thought the kills were great.
Yeah, I would have liked to maybe seen a little more development of some of the killers, but I don't think they really mattered because it was mostly about Felix and Crispin.
Yeah. Yeah, I would even maybe preferred it if it was like, I don't know, like, I'd have preferred not having Felix in the movie as a character, and instead, like, having other family, like, him and, like, his girl, and somebody being the killers from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, instead of doing that he's on the inside, and, because they could have easily gotten hit by one of those crossbow bolts.
Yeah,
Like,
I
everybody
know.
was panicking and running, so... Yeah, I would have kind of preferred it if, like, they were, like, you know, maybe they even talk about, like, no one's heard from Felix, or, you know, the last time they talked to him, they got an argument or something.
Yeah, and then Felix shows up, and maybe they think he's there to help, and he just
Something.
kills somebody.
Yeah. But I still really dig this movie.
I did too. I'd watch it again. I'd recommend it.
I think Strangers is better, if I remember right. Like, it's been a while since I've watched Strangers.
Yeah.
But I
I think I like this better than Strangers.
And I might, if I rewatch Strangers
Because I don't...
soon.
I think Strangers, because that was like they were just a couple alone, and it was just like, you know, him tied to the chair getting stabbed, and like Liv Tyler reacting. I remember that.
Yeah, maybe...
I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I don't remember how
I really liked it when I saw it.
Yeah.
But I like... The masks then made more sense. Because, like, they're all kind of just, like, deranged
Yeah.
psychopaths.
And they,
So
they
it made more sense for them
they
to
get
wear
off
masks.
with the one to fear. And,
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
This, they just need to kill everyone.
But like you said, ski mask would have worked perfectly fine. But again, it's not enough to really take away from the movie all that much. So yeah, we had if you haven't, we're going to be posting this along with Halloween Ends, a review of that. We like this one way more.
Way better, yeah. Twice as much.
Just to give away what we thought of Halloween Ends. But yeah, what else is, you got anything going on, buddy?
It's the season of the witch.
You got a comedy show, I think, coming
Oh,
up, right?
yeah, December 3rd, 2nd. Friday,
Okay.
December 2nd. At Monsters Horde, the toy store. I helped out our friends Triceratops last Saturday.
Yeah, there was some asshole.
The
that
middle-aged
interrupted the
mauler.
show. Yeah, the middle-aged
Yeah.
mauler. No association with us. I don't
He
know,
had some funny lines, though.
I don't know if that guy's trying to, like, you know, steal our thunder or what's going on, but hey,
He got kicked in the dick.
he's not part of our show.
But if you wanted to see that, you could go to Triceratops, their Facebook page. I think posted it too.
You go to theirs, you go to ours.
That
It's
was
on there
That was
too.
a fun show, though. Was that
But yeah, you've got you helped out what's his name?
Aaron.
Aaron
with Monsters Horde? Yep.
It's up and running now.
Yep, it's doing real good. He's,
Toys and records and
he gets so many cool records. I got the new Mac Miller, the Macadelic mixtape, the 10-year anniversary of that. He had 2 copies of that, and I snagged one right up.
just stole it right from him.
I did.
Yep,
I did.
punched him in the face and took it.
That's what friends are for. I'm leaving with that Vader today. Same way.
I don't think you are. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to win our bet.
I
either.
know. We have a bet where Browns have to win 9 games. They have 2.
They may. They
Can we
play.
change it to 5 games?
No,
Ah.
they play the Patriots tomorrow. That might be. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't predict anything with the Browns.
No, the NFL. Well, the NFL in whole right
Yeah,
now just doesn't make any goddamn sense.
The Browns defense is the worst.
If
I've
you
seen
happen
in
to be someone that
years.
bets on the NFL, it is frustrating as fuck. because you get like games where the Colts beat the goddamn Chiefs, and then somehow the next week play whatever terrible team they played on Thursday night and can't score a fucking touchdown.
Yeah.
I haven't been losing a lot of money.
Nope.
Not at all.
I didn't think you did. I thought it was weird you charged me $20 cover to come in today.
Look, I've got to recoup these losses, man. I've got to. It's not working out for me. Yeah, I am on vacation all next week.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Looking forward to it.
Is it a staycation?
For the most part.
Good.
Yeah. I'm probably going to head out of town at least one day.
Yeah.
But for the most part, just staying around, getting some things done.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't ever have time for.
Checking out the D tree.
Checking out the old D tree.
That's copyrighted, or it's future copyrighted.
Future copyrighted.
Yeah, only dorks call it the Dollar Tree. It's the D tree.
Yeah, I went into that old D tree the other day.
You walk in and go, "What up, D tree?"
It's just, it's so weird how like, so there's it, and then right on down the street is like a Dollar General or a Family Dollar, one of the two. And, like, I feel so much more secure going into, like, that Family Dollar. There's something about that Dollar Tree, the old D tree, where it's just like, I might get mugged.
Here, yeah.
And it's, like, right, they're in the same area.
You're talking about the one on 7th Street.
Mm-hmm. And it's just,
I feel at home there.
It's got, like, the Sixpence right next to it, which is a shady bar.
I high-fived the crackheads.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now it's called Tracy's Pub.
Sixpence?
Yeah, it was going to be called Pub 7. But she made a post where because of the lottery, she can't name it Pub 7, which I don't fucking understand what the lottery has with Pub 7. But now it's called Tracy's Pub.
Okay.
So there you go.
Good for Tracy.
That's some local news for all you people that don't care.
Right. So what is this? This is October 15th.
Yep.
We got, how many more episodes we got in this month? We'll have 2 more episodes in October.
All right.
I think we will review Season of the Witch.
All right.
Halloween 3.
I can watch it.
I
got the time.
We were going to watch and review a 80s horror movie called The Video Dead. And it is, I love it, but it's not great. Mm-hmm. But it's an 80s horror. So, direct-to-video 80s horror. But yeah, we'll be coming back with a few more movie reviews.
Let's watch that box set that you got, too. Let's review that.
Diana Prince's sexy six-pack.
Yep!
We talked about in Halloween Ends, Diana Prince, also known as Darcy the Mail Girl on Joe Bob Briggs' Last Drive-In.
She's worth a follow on Twitter.
She's awesome. Kinky Horror is her name on Twitter. Yeah, I got that. If you sign up for...
It's autographed, too.
It's autographed.
You think she autographed it with her tit?
Probably. She does most things with her tits.
Awesome.
She actually, so if the way you got that was you signed up for a year of Full Moon, their streaming service, which Full Moon made, like the Puppet Master movies, Killjoy series, like a lot of like terrible horror movies, but like still I love them.
Yeah.
But if you signed up for the year of that, you got that 6-pack of DVDs that she apparently handpicked as a free gift.
Cool.
So like they were supposed to send me a code within, like they said, give it 2 weeks from the time you sign up. So like 2 weeks went by, I hadn't got that code yet, and I posted on Twitter about like, man, I'm really gonna be bummed out if I don't get like the whole reason I signed up for this was
wasn't for the movies.
So she actually DM'd me.
And
said,
slid right in.
She said,
"Did you mention me?
I did not.
Did she ask if I was a good boy? Did you tell her I was?
No.
Ah!
No, she just said, hey, let me know if you can't get it, and I will make sure you do get one. So I was like, that's very cool of her. So
tell her you didn't get it, and then you can get another one, and I'll have it. And we'll just lie to her.
You're a terrible human.
I am.
You're a terrible person. I would not be doing that. But yeah, so that was
see
pretty
if she
cool.
can hand
very
deliver
cool of her.
it.
Huh?
See if she can hand deliver it.
You wouldn't know what to do with that.
No. I wouldn't look at her in the face. And I'd be like, hey, thanks.
She is
she's a looker.
She's a former porn star.
Yeah.
She's
a good looking lady.
Is something.
She is. And she's in the horror movies, so that's really cool.
Yeah. But now I love Joe Bob Briggs.
She's out there listening, marry me.
Last Drive-In on Shudder. He used to be on TNT's Monster Vision. But I love that. They review they like what you can watch the movies, and they cut back into like him talking about them, and she's there to like help with social media and stuff. But it's very cool. This is a great month for all things horror.
Yeah.
That's all I've been doing is watching horror movies.
I've been watching
cartoon.
Me too. I watched the Texas Chainsaw today, the most recent one.
The most recent one.
Yeah. Just wanted something while I was working out in the downstairs, and then finished it upstairs. I'm playing Mario Kart too. New Mario Kart tracks dropped. Wanted to mention that.
In case you all
There's
don't
4
know.
new cups out, 4 races a cup. So
I haven't
according to
played
my
Mario Kart in
math,
so long.
that's
Wait for it.
like
Wait for it.
4 times 4. That's like 70 new races.
You got it. You got there.
But they're really good races.
You didn't even need to use pen and paper for
No
that.
way.
Just all the old noggin.
Mario Kart, download the new tracks.
All right, that's a middle-aged mediocre recommendation right there.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, go check out Your Next
Yep.
if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a while. It is worth a rewatch. Cannot say the same for Halloween Ends.
Nope, fuck that. Watch Stories to Tell in the Dark on Netflix, too.
Yeah.
That's a recommendation for me. I think overall...
I do need to rewatch that.
Yeah, I think overall it's worth watching.
Garfield's Halloween Adventure is on Peacock Network now.
Okay.
It's great.
It's a cartoon, pal.
It's awesome.
All right.
It's one of my favorites from when I was a kid.
I won't watch it.
You're out of the club. You're out of the cool kids club.
That's all right.
All right. Until next time, let us know what you're watching as far as your Halloween traditions go, if you watch anything on a regular basis, and just enjoy the Halloween season. We're going to be hitting up a Halloween party.
Yeah, we are.
Soon. That'll be fun. And like and subscribe and do all that stuff. Tell your friends about us. Yeah, I think that's
Tell
all
your
I got.
enemies, too, I always say.
Tell your enemies. Yeah,
You're either going to be more enemies, or maybe that'll bring you guys closer together.
maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
I always check our Apple Podcast thing to see if there's any new reviews. I'm just always hoping for like somebody to listen and just be like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
I'll
review that
I want
review.
it so bad.
I think about a lot when we posted the interview with Mothman, and how you said someone on Reddit was like, I don't even have to listen to this
To know that's
know it's not real.
Yeah. Are you,
When I'm having a bad day, I just think about that idiot, and it just makes me happy.
like, I wonder if he watched, like, if like I don't even need to watch Halloween to know Michael Myers isn't real.
Yeah.
All right. That's weird. All right. Well, until next time, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Mario Kart!